What up? What up? Perfect for bedtime. Hey, what up? What up? How's everybody doing? Maribel. We got Toxica 619. We got Homegirl 1111. Hey, Toxica, would you be happy to be talking to Javier? You won't be, Joe. Hey, what up, Faith? Faith, I'm doing pretty good. Hey, tell Javi to give me a call when he has a chance. You can't hear the judge? Hold on. You could hear me, but you can hear the judge? It sounds far away. Hold up.
For charges, which I found probable cause.
What about now?
Is a felony offense. And I am looking, and you were just placed on probation.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thank you for letting me know that it wasn't working.
Miss Hermosilio, if you'll please come into the courtroom, and Mr. Miranda, if you'll please have a seat in the chair.
The issue with the audio was with YT, not a TT.
Hello, ma'am. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Allison Edemosio, 102970.
You are here today because you have two matters. Both of them are violations of probation. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in both matters. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on March 31st at 8:30. On your first warrant for probation violation, you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,500. On your second, you have a secured appearance bond of $100. So your total secured appearance bond is $1,600. If you are able to post bond, you do need to make sure that you appear for your court date. If you fail to appear, any bond that you've posted would be forfeited. A warrant would be issued for your arrest, and you'd be subject to additional bond. That takes care of everything that I need to advise you of.
What was the first part you said?
Hey, what up,
first
Kim?
charge?
Both of your cases are violations of probation.
What does the second one mean? What did I violate?
You have two cases. One is from 2019 and the other one is for 2024. You're on probation for two cases and you violated, that's the allegation is that you violated your probation in both matters.
Okay. I have court dates.
Can you please repeat?
I just read all that to you, so I will just suggest you read your paperwork and it has all that information on it.
All that?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, hey, that's a sad existence right there.
Miranda,
being at that age.
Will you please come into the courtroom?
And you still with the shenanigans?
And Mr.
That's all bad.
Ladner or Ladner, if you'll please have a seat in the chair. Hello, sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Adrian Miranda, 12/11/99.
You are here today because you have 5 matters. You have 4 violations of probation and 1 new case. I'm going to first talk to you about your new case. You were charged with 1 count of burglary in the 3rd degree, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable causes to that offense. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference hearing on March 31st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on April 2nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,500. If you're able to post bond, you need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime. You cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victims. As to your violations of probation, I appointed an attorney to represent you in all of those matters. You have a probation application hearing on March 31st at 8:30.
Hey, imagine they open their mouth and then you put a flashlight up in their mouth.
You have a secured appearance bond.
The smell.
In the amount of $100, I believe. One case is $150, and then the other 3 are. The other matter is the remaining 3. They have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $100. So you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,950 between all your cases. Again, make sure you contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Make sure you attend your court dates. If you do not, any bond posted will be forfeited. Warrant will be issued for your arrest and additional bond would be imposed. So that takes care of everything that I needed to advise you of this evening. If you have no questions for me regarding release, the officer is going to hand you your paperwork and then you can step to the left.
All right, thank you, miss.
Mr. Ladner?
Next. Up next. On the Price
I'm
is
sorry,
Wrong.
Ladner?
Okay, can you state your first and last name and your date of birth for me?
My name is Dwayne Ladner, February 8th, 1976.
You are here on 2 matters. You do have 2 warrants were issued when you failed to appear for court dates. Attorneys were appointed to represent you in both matters. You will have a status conference hearing on March 31st at 8:30 in both matters and a preliminary hearing on April 2nd at 8:30. You have a cash-only bond in the amount of $250 on one case and $500 in the other, so your total cash bond is $750. You need to appear for your court dates. If you fail to appear, any bond that you posted will be forfeited. A warrant will be issued for your arrest, and additional bond would likely be imposed.
Can I ask you a question? We received text messages about the court dates that the 17th and 19th that were no longer.
Come again?
I no longer had court on those days. It seemed weird, but I just want to worry.
Can somebody
I have
translate?
a text message saying I did not have court those days any longer.
I'm not tracking.
Court got postponed or something about it.
He's speaking, but
This is
it's
why I
not
didn't go to
computing
court.
in my brain
I've
over
been on
here.
my court dates. I've been in jail.
These warrants were issued.
On the 17th and 19th?
No Nintendo. I don't know if I'm sleepy.
Can I see those messages?
So one of the warrants was issued on March 20th.
Come again. How does the judge understand what the hell this fool just said? I did not understand one lick of anything that came out of his mouth, if you will.
Both of your warrants were issued on March 20th.
Hey,
Okay.
thank you, Unicorn. Highly appreciate that.
I'm not sure.
Let's read it.
Well, you do have an attorney, so your attorney should be in contact with you.
Yeah.
And I don't know about text messages or who was texting you, but
I got from the courthouse. It says.
The court would, I don't believe the
Well,
court would text you.
that's what was weird as well. It was like an official message. I'll have to discuss with my attorney and figure out what it was, but yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all I can do for today. All I can do is just look at what the court record is and tell you when the warrants were
Well,
issued.
thank you. I appreciate that. No problem. Do you know who my lawyer is? Is there any record? I don't have a public defender I've never met.
Is that Boomhauer from King of the Hill?
Sit down and next attorney in full court. I just showed the court if I was there that day, and then I had 2 seconds before court to see him, and I don't even get to see my case. I have some serious charges here. This is my new charge here, which I think I can
Well, I don't understand what you're saying.
It's about time.
You're like talking really fast and you're not talking clearly.
I'm
And
sorry.
I'm not sure when you would have met with your attorney because you had your initial appearance hearing on March 10th and you did not appear for your court date on March 20th. So I don't know what attorney you're referencing if you did not appear in court.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I do have a TBI, which causes me to.
Oh, he has a traumatic brain injury.
I get a little anxious.
I understood that.
And be more clear. I'm aware of that issue.
All right, my apologies.
And, I just went
So
and
your
checked.
paperwork has your information. I believe your paperwork should have who your attorney is on it.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I feel bad now. This
Oh,
guy.
You have a good evening.
You too, thank you. Have a nice day.
Can't take it out. We can't take it back. Now we're monsters.
Mr.
We're all monsters.
Derica, if you'll please come
I don't
to
know
the
how I'm gonna sleep
courtroom,
tonight.
And Mr. Hall, if you'll please have a seat in the chair.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello, can you please state your first and last name?
All
and your date of
aboard.
Eduardo Aldaraca, 32796.
birth? You are here because you have a violation of probation. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on March 31st at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. If you are able to post bond, you do need to make sure you appear for your court date. If you fail to appear for your court date, any bond that you posted will be forfeited. A warrant will be issued for your arrest, and additional bond would likely be imposed.
Okay.
So that takes care of everything that I have to advise you of this evening.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you will, I'm just going to give you your paperwork, and then you can go back into holding. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your time, ladies.
Mr. Hall, will you please come into the courtroom? And Mr. Toon, if you will have a seat in the chair.
What up? What up? What up? Hey, welcome to Maricopa
Sorry.
County.
Hello, miss.
Hello, can you please state your first and last name for me and your date of birth?
Derek Michael Hall, 92886.
You are here today because a grand jury charged you with, or I'm sorry, not a grand jury, a direct complaint was filed and you were charged with possession of a narcotic drug, a class 4 felony, and a possession of drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony. The date of these alleged offenses is September 1st of 2024. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You do have a status conference hearing on March 31st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on April 2nd at 8:30. The direct complaint had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250.
Am I going to prison again?
This is just a court date. This is a new case,
Are you going
Okay.
to prison
so
again?
I don't know whether or not you're going to be going to prison again, but I appointed an attorney to represent you. And it looks like you have another open case right now, which you probably get the same attorney. So
I thought I was doing 120 days on that. Or 119 days, sorry.
it looks like you were just seen on your open case, the other case that you have, that you were just seen on that on Friday, April 21st. So
Yeah, and I thought I had to do 120 days on
I
it.
don't think you would have even had your status conference hearing yet for that. That's a new case.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So, anyhow, whatever your bonds are between your cases, if you are able to post them, make sure you appear for your court dates. If you fail to do so, your bond would be forfeited and warrants would be issued, and additional bond would likely be imposed. So that takes care of everything that I have to advise you of this evening. If you have no other questions, the officer's giving you paperwork, you just go back into holding. Thank you.
Thank you, miss.
Next.
Mr. Tun or Mr. Toon, will you please come into the courtroom? And Ms. Gosian, if you'll please have a seat in the chair. Hello,
Yes.
sir. Can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
First name is Zal, middle name is Min, last name is Tun. My birthday is January 1st, 1998.
You were here today because you have 2 violations of probation. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in both matters. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on March 31st at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50 on one case and $100 on the other, so your total secured appearance bond is $150. If you are able to post bond, you do need to make sure that you appear for your court date. If you fail to appear, any bond that you posted will be forfeited, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and additional bond will be imposed. So that takes care of everything that I have to advise you of this evening. If you have no questions for me, the officer is going to give you your paperwork and you can go back into holding. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, I appreciate it.
I gotta make this chat big so I can see your guys' comments, man. I think my vision's
Sir,
starting
if
to
you
man.
could please go back into holding so I can call the next case.
Gotta have it all extra big.
Okay.
Hey, what up, Cha-Cha?
Ms. Garcia, will you please come into the courtroom?
All right, up next, let's see who
Amanda
it is.
Gosian, if you'll please come into the courtroom.
And hopefully, I hope all you guys are doing good tonight. I was a bit
Mr. Korchowski, if you'll please have a seat in the chair.
tired today.
Hey,
Hey,
ma'am, can you please state your first and last name and your date of birth?
Amanda Garcia, 72688.
You were here today because a warrant was issued when you failed to appear for a court date. An attorney was already appointed to represent you in this matter. You have a status conference hearing on March 31st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on April 2nd at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. If you are able to post bond, you do need to make sure you appear for your court dates. If you fail to appear, any bond that you posted will be forfeited, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and additional bond will be imposed. That takes care of everything that I have to advise you of this evening. If you have no questions for me, it's up to you. I was going to give you your paperwork, and then you can go back into something. Thank you.
next.
Mr. Korchowski, if you'll please come into the courtroom, and Mr. Edwards, if you'll please have a seat in the chair.
Hey, we're gonna be doing Kentucky tomorrow morning. So for those of you
Okay.
that like Kentucky,
Joseph Eugene Kucharski,
Be ready.
121893.
Sir, you are here today because you have a warrant out of Pinal County Superior Court. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You will have an arraignment hearing on March 27th at 8:30. The warrant had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. If you are able to post bond, you do need to make sure that you appear for your court date. If you fail to appear for your court date, any bond that you posted will be forfeited, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and additional bond will be imposed. So that takes care of everything that I can advise you of at this time.
Thank you.
Mr. Tyrone Trujillo, date of birth, December 18th, 1993. Oops. Tyrone Trujillo, date of birth, January 10th, 1976, is unable to participate in person due to combative behaviors. He is here on a probation violation. I did appoint an attorney to represent him. He will have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on March 31st at 8:30. He has a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000.
so for
He will
Kentucky,
have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000. He will be advised that if he posts bond, that he does need to appear for his court date, and that if he fails to appear for his court date, any bond posted will be forfeited, a warrant will be issued for his arrest, and additional bond would be imposed. If any additions or corrections are needed, I will do so either on the record or in writing. This concludes our initial appearance calendar for March 20th at 8 p.m. So this concludes the 8 p.m. initial appearance calendar. We stand in recess until 11 p.m.
11 p.m. What the hell? They have court at 11 p.m.? No, this can't be real. This is AI generated, right? Because where I live is just Monday through Friday, quarter bankers hours from 8 a.m. in the morning to 4 p.m. She couldn't have said 11 p.m. and she could have not said that this was the 8 p.m. hearing, if you will. This is outrageous. This is blasphemy, if you will. This is outrage. Hey, so for, let me see, Amber, That's going to be for the state of Kentucky. So it's the whole state. I couldn't tell you where these individuals are coming from, but we're going to be in Kentucky tomorrow. We're going to be doing some border port hearings as long as they let me into the hearings. Sometimes they don't let me in. So if it doesn't crack, then we'll go to either Connecticut. Utah's not cracking anymore. Utah, they turned out the video. They're only going to let us be watch or listening to the audio, which sucks. So Utah's out the window. So we'll probably end up we'll do Kentucky, Iowa, or Connecticut for sure. Let me see right here. Damn, what in the world? The real night court, if you will. Let me see. There's no juicy ones to. Hey, it's not over. We still got the 11 o'clock one. So don't even trip. Minnesota, that's right, Kim. We got Minnesota tomorrow. But just to give you a heads up, I'm not gonna be streaming the Minnesota one on TT. That one's gonna be on YT. So I'm gonna be live on the Kentucky one because I love the Kentucky ones. Those are the business right there. Those are the shell business, if you will. If you're gonna want to watch Minnesota, you're gonna have to jump on YT. So definitely be on the lookout, if you will. Let me see at 11. The 11. Hopefully, I'm hoping the 11 one is gonna be good. Hey, so for anybody that has anybody that subscribed to the channel on TT, I recently started making some icons for those of you that pay for the subscription. I probably done, I think, like about 15 different icons. I got about another 20 to go on the smaller channel. On the bigger one, I think I'm maxed out already. So I've been working on that today. Do they have Tennessee or Kansas? Tennessee, they don't. Kansas, they do. But the ones in Kansas, they're boo-boo. So I don't even bother with those, if you will. And if you haven't done so, please do so. Hit that follow button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you a thing. And like she said right now, a court's adjourned for the 8 o'clock one. I'm going to go ahead and do you do Ohio? Ohio, yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I still haven't been able to get in one. I don't know. It seems like every time they have a hearing, like their website doesn't work. So I'm not sure if they do it intentionally or they're using that Starbucks or McDonald's Wi-Fi. But I'll keep on trying till I'm able to get into one, if you will. Anyhow, hey, I do appreciate you guys. Like I was saying, when David and Jesse gonna be back. They normally we normally do it on the weekends, either on Saturday or Sunday. So just be on the lookout on for Jesse and David. I'm gonna be off Sunday, so we'll probably have them on this Sunday coming up if they are available. Let me see, Faith. Why don't Cali Live go? I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. That is a good question. I mean, I would love to do a CCB in LA, Norwalk Court, Rio Hondo, man, and all those courts throughout the LA County system. But yeah, they don't allow it for whatever reason. Let me see. Is that for tonight? Nah, we still got one more. We got one more in 2 hours and a half, 11 p.m. So definitely be on the lookout, if you will. Let me see. Anyhow, hey, I do appreciate you guys. Like I said, if you haven't done so, please do so. Oh, hold up. We might have an encore going on right now. Sheesh. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see what's popping. Come on, pick up the call, man. Come on, Karina. All right, let's see, huh? Sneaking one under us right here. So slow, Anna.
Okay, you're on the record. We are back on the record.
They're doing a house
8
call.
p.m. initial appearance calendar
Oh,
for
shit, let me
March
change the camera.
2025.
Right here.
The court failed to make a record that Mr. Trujillo, date of birth, January 10th, 1976, is also here for a grand jury warrant. Mr. Trujillo, you do have two matters. One is a violation of probation, and the other one is a grand jury warrant. I'm going to talk to you first about your grand jury warrant. You were charged with 1 count of theft of means of transportation, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of burglary in the 3rd degree, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of burglary in the 2nd degree, a Class 3 felony. The first two offenses, the theft of means of transportation and burglary in the 3rd degree, were alleged to have occurred on March 8th of 2024, and burglary in the 2nd degree was alleged to have occurred on March 10th of 2024. I did appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter. You do have an arraignment hearing on April 1st at 8:30. The grand jury warrant had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $5,000. If you are able to post bond, you cannot return to the scene of the alleged crime, initiate any contact with the alleged victims, and you do need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Then, as to your violation of probation, I did appoint an attorney to represent you on that matter. You do have a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on March 31st at 8:30, and that warrant had a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000. So between your two cases, you have a total secured appearance bond of $6,000. If you post bond, make sure that you do attend your court dates and comply with your release conditions. If you fail to do so, a warrant can be issued for your arrest. Any bond that you posted would be forfeited, and additional bond could be imposed. That takes care of everything that I needed to advise you of this evening. The officer will give you your paperwork that reflects everything that I just advised you of. This concludes our 8 p.m. initial appearance calendar, and we stand in recess until 11 p.m.
Okay, so this is what happened. I'm gonna explain to you guys what happened, all right? Because I haven't seen this happen in some time. All right, so towards the end when the judge starts talking and she's saying that she has house calls. So those are individuals that are giving the jail system a issue. They're being combative. They're being really real hard to manage and whatnot. Okay, so what happened right now was a cop or one of the correction officers went over to that particular individual's cell, and they were doing court via tablet. So that's why you saw like that little door. Normally, whenever they do that, they open up the little door, and you could see the individual in their cell. But for whatever reason, they didn't open it. Maybe he was like gassing them. He was probably throwing feces or urine at them. So that's why probably didn't open up. I was hoping they were gonna open it up, but as you guys saw, they didn't open it up, and we didn't get to see anything but nothing but steel there. So hopefully that clarifies any questions that you guys had. I know it was a bit confusing and the angle was kind of crazy. They're on lockdown. Hey, what up, Hot Mess Express? Welcome. Let me see. What time do you be live again? So I'll be back on in 2 hours and a half. So 11 p.m. California time, if you will. I'll be back on for the last one of the day. Then the next one will be live at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, these are happening throughout the day, as you guys can see. Sometimes I'm able to attend them. Sometimes I'm not. If you do want to watch these, I would strongly suggest for you guys to jump over to our YouTube channel at CollectCallFrom. And those I have them, even when I'm not participating in them, I have them running. They're running all day long throughout most of the day. That would be Maricopa County and Pima County, if you will. Anyhow, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and take it down for a bit. I'll be back in 2.5 hours. And hey, I appreciate you guys, all right? If you haven't done so, please do so. Hit that follow button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you a thing. Don't be a Mr. Krabby Patty. Don't be a Scrooge McDuck. Anyhow, hey, like I said around here, I am Collect Call James. You are watching. You have a Collect Call From. And life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's like out. And with that, we're out. A rato. And I'm going to go ahead and give a toilet flush because we didn't do any flushes. This is just going to be for good measure and for good luck, if you will. And with that, we are out.